Ready Check Radio. Why, hello, Internet! Welcome once again to the Relic Grind, Ready Check Radio's Final Fantasy XIV Square Enix podcast. It's Thursday, it's 7 p.m. Eastern. That means it's time for a show, so we're going to go ahead and, have one. Welcome to the show, welcome to chat. Very exciting today, long awaited. We had to delay it due to some things in the background, but today we'll be playing our third round of Final Fantasy Jeopardy, seeing who we can lock into that final spot in our Tournament of Champions against MrHappy and Chronos, who won their respective rounds already and have secured their spot. And I've got a lineup for you today that's it just makes me happy. It makes me happy. I'm so happy they were all able to come. If you're watching on YouTube or listening on iTunes and Spotify, do me a favor, head on over to Ready Check Radio, RAIDEO.com. I've got a bunch of socials in the upper right-hand corner there for you. Twitch, Twitter, Facebook, all that fun stuff. If you can join us live, we'd love to have you. Put a follow on there, subscribe on YouTube, all that stuff that feeds those fake-ass algorithms while we just sit here and have fun talking about video games. Joining me today, an illustrious panel. First up, we've got Andrew FusionX Copeland. What's up, sir?
Hello.
How are you?
Doing good. Glad to be here.
Yeah, I appreciate having you. This is the first time you've been on the channel. Obviously, we've done stuff in the past over on Brian's channel and Ginger Prime and Worked a Game and other channels and stuff like that. But it's good to have you here in my home.
Good to be here.
Now, I'm not going to put any pressure on you, but you did talk a little smack.
I mean, look, there was a giveaway series we did years ago now. Square was like, hey, would you like 100 posters to give away to your community? And I was like, sure. They knew my name at the post office by the end of this. But I decided to do trivia for all of these posters, and I came up with every single question. So maybe that'll give me an advantage. Maybe it won't. Maybe I've forgotten it because it was like 10 years ago at this point. We'll find out tonight.
We will find out, and that does bring up an interesting point here. This is all in good fun. This is not meant to impugn anyone's Final Fantasy nerd cred in any way, shape, or form. It's meant to be fun, although the dollar amounts, well, no, they really don't matter either. They really don't matter. We'll be playing one round today and some Final Jeopardy. The championship round, of course, will be a full 2 rounds with a Final Jeopardy daily doubles and all. Also competing today, the one, the only, the ever-talented Rook. How are you, Rook?
Doing good. How about you? I'm so excited to be here with everybody.
I'm excited to have you. I was like, many months ago, I shot Rook a message, and I was like, hey, would you ever consider it? Not right now, but would you ever consider it? And she was like, absolutely. And I was like, oh, she replied. And I was like, oh my God, I got a reply back from Rook.
Of course I would reply.
Because I'm a huge fan. You're obviously you do all the Final Fantasy 2 stuff, or Final Fantasy 14 stuff, but you've been doing a lot of Guild Wars 2 stuff now too, on their streams, hanging out with them. It's very cool watching all this.
It's okay. It's, it's been amazing, honestly. I, of course, would reply first and foremost, but always, it's been amazing to get to work with these companies so much and to get to also bridge that gap with the community and with everybody else. So all of this to say the real reason that I did accept and decide to come on is the fact that I'm looking forward to impugning Fusion's cred in the community directly.
Wait, whoa.
So, no, yeah, thank you so much for the invite. Yeah, it was really
it's always my pleasure. You're all always welcome here for these silly games that we do. Of course, you're always welcome to stop by and just talk Final Fantasy or gaming in general on the Relic Grind or Gaming Gumbo on Saturdays. We'd love having you. And then we got this weirdo. It says your name is Dave?
Huh? Yeah. What? Yeah.
Sir, wake up. I mean, you're gonna have to. Sorry. You're gonna have to stay. This seems somewhat dubious.
I think it's what the kids would call.
He's been talking about me. I heard he's been talking about me.
So here's the thing. Your voice sounds a little familiar, Dave.
I don't know what you're talking about.
See, one of my other hosts on the Relic Grind every week, Tarkoth, not to impugn his Final Fantasy street cred or anything, but he competed in round 1 and lost, and he competed in round 2 and lost. And so my rule was to my co-host that they only got 2 shots. I wasn't going to let him be on all 3 shows. Now, Chronos won in his round, so he's good. But Tark hasn't made the Grand Championships yet. And you seem a little familiar, Dave.
I don't know what you're talking about. I'm a friend of Chronos's. He vouched for me. You found me. And my granddaughter set me up in this little closet here, and let's get going.
Tark, I'm going to let you play. We were going to have Ginger Prime on today. Unfortunately, Ginger Prime has got some stuff to do with the family, and so we had to let him go. Tark, you could take the mask off. You don't have to be Dave. I'll let you play because I need the third. Checks out to chat. Chat says checks out. All checks out. He has a legit chat. They say he's legit. I don't think you want to sit there in that mask.
With the Twitter. I got the Twitter so I can do the twits.
What do you mean you got the Twitter? Oh, I didn't set up those camera shots because I'm professional.
Yeah, we do call it the twits. Yeah.
The twits. Go to the twits.
Yeah. My granddaughter set that up for me too.
He set up the twits. All right, here we go, gang. We're going to give you the categories here. Give Tark a second to take his stupid ass mask off. It's creepy. The Twatterton. I
don't know why you keep saying that he's going to take the mask off. Dave's here. That's his face. And feels like a little weird.
I don't.
Rook, don't encourage.
And I ain't appreciative of your attitude.
Don't encourage.
Magic man.
By the way, huge thank you to Slide Lizard. This is how we do the Jeopardy here with a very fancy PowerPoint presentation that we've put together that works and does all the animations for me just to keep it easy. So let me cue it up here, and we'll go ahead and get started. I got to swap these and then shut that off, and we should be good. Yep. We are all good, chat. Let's get started. One round, 3, trying to get to the finals. It's Relic Grind's Final Fantasy Jeopardy. We've got our contestants. We've got the board. Chat loves the art. Thank you. All of our art is custom made by resident artist Yod, who appears on Gaming Gumbo every Saturday. You can come and check it all out. You're wiggling in your seat. It could be the pie. It could be the pie. Chat, here's your categories. Take a look. Release platforms. Baddies with good music. Iconic magic. World-class heroes. Version 1.0. Name that game. That's the categories. Release platforms, baddies with good music, iconic magic, world-class heroes, version 1.0, and of course, we always have name that game. To put some rules on this, everything is Final Fantasy, either directly related or directly related through Square Enix itself. All questions are verified and created by me, so the answers to the best of my ability. If you believe an answer is incorrect, deal with it. It's my show. It's my show. What I'm going to have everybody do right now is buzz in. Easy enough. Dave wins the round, or the buzzers there. So Dave, you will get, you are the best, Dave. You get to start us off by picking a category. Now, if you get the question wrong, of course you will lose that dollar amount. Get it right, you win it. Do not say anything to a wrong answer other hosts, because I will give those other hosts a chance to re-buzz in and answer a question somebody got wrong if you desire. Final Jeopardy, of course, will be the category it always is, Final Fantasy XIV. And you'll wager, and we'll see who wins. Dave, the board is yours. Start us off. Where are we going?
All right, Magic Man. Release platforms for 200.
That's not my name. It's Magic. Magic. Release platforms for 200. The original Final Fantasy Tactics released on this CD-based gaming console. Dave, the board is yours. What's the answer?
PlayStation 1.
That is the PlayStation 1. Dave picks up $200. Way to go, Dave. Off to a good start. Yeah, easy. It's the $200 question, chat.
Can I cash out now?
You cannot cash out now. Another category. It's to you.
Release platforms for 400.
Staying with the same. In the United States, Final Fantasy Mystic Quest released on this platform. Ooh, close one. Dave.
Super Nintendo.
That was the old SNES, the old Super Nintendo. Another 400 for Dave. You're off to a good start, but you've been here before. Well, Dave hasn't. Tark has been here before. Go ahead.
I don't know who that is.
Go ahead, Dave.
Release platforms for 600, Magic Man.
The Final Fantasy Legend, initially released on this little boy of a system. Rook. Oh, I'm sorry. I read the screen wrong. Andrew.
It's like me? Oh, no.
I read the screen in reverse.
That would be the Game Boy.
That is the Game Boy. $600 gets you on the board and gets you control of the board. So to you, my friend.
Let's keep going. Release platforms.
Release platforms for 800. Until the remake comes out, Crisis Core Final Fantasy VII is probably the hardest Final Fantasy to play these days due to the initial release being on this platform. Dave.
PlayStation Portable.
That is the PSP. Nice job. 800 for Dave. So 5, 6, 7, 8 for you. And we go back to control the board with Dave.
Let's finish it off, okay? Release platforms for 1,000, Magic Man.
Finishing it off, in 2014, Japan saw the release of Final Fantasy VII G-Bike on this. Ooh, Fusion chiming in. The only one that buzzed in, actually. What do you got?
Was that the Nokia N-Gage?
I'm going to accept it because I generically was looking for mobile devices. So I'm going to accept the answer because I am judge, jury, and executioner on this one. But generally, I would have taken just mobile devices. The board is your... Yeah, and now I'm going to get chat. It's like, wait a minute, N-Gage was before that year. Yeah, I know. I'm gonna give him the point. Go ahead, Fusion.
Device. The N-Gage is weird. We don't need to remember anything about it.
Right?
Unless you want to do good at trivia.
Let's go version 1 for 200.
Oh, going to the girl that brought him to the prom, huh? Here we go, version 1.0. Let's kick it off. Want to sell something to other players in version 1? Better use retainers or Bazaar and go AFK, as these didn't exist at launch. Rook.
Market boards.
I would have also accepted auction houses, but yes, you got it. 200 for Rook. And now all three players are on the board. Rook, you have control. Do we stay with version 1.0? The one that Fusion said, this is my category.
I mean, to be fair, I did buzz in for that.
You did. You did. She just beat you on the buzz. That's all.
I just was faster now that I've realized that I'm supposed to be buzzing. You nailed it. Clearly, I've watched a lot of Jeopardy in my life. So I will next, I think, choose. Let's go with.
If you're wondering, chat, what I'm looking at, by the way, it's my board is here. My hosts are on the other monitor, so that's my peeking. I'm sorry, what do you want?
Let's go with world-class heroes for 200.
200, not a problem. Here we go. Don't let Vaughn confuse you. This is the true leading man, according to himself, of Final Fantasy XII. What do you got, Fusion?
Balthier.
That is, in fact, Balthier for $200. We got a close game brewing here. The board goes back to you, Andrew. What's up?
Let's keep going down for 400.
Oh, okay. He was like, I got that. I didn't buzz in time on version 1. Screw it. We're not touching that category again.
We'll get back to it. It's fine.
World-class heroes. An iconic scene features this heroine performing her sending for some poor souls lost to sin. Rook.
Yuna.
It is, in fact, Yuna. Look at that. $400 and control of the board. Where do you want to go? Yeah, I'm not making them do the Jeopardy, what is, who is, all that stuff. I let the hosts decide that on a per-show basis. The finals, you will have to answer in the form of a
really,
question.
though,
But today,
is Yuna?
Who is Yuna? Who is Yuna?
Let's stick with world-class heroes for 600.
World-class heroes for 600. Yes, Final Fantasy has its fair share of thieves. But don't call this hero that. He's a treasure hunter. Dave.
Who is Locke?
Yes. Oh, now he's going to start doing who is Locke. Dave for 600. Let's give you 600 points there. And the board is yours, my friend.
World-class heroes for 800.
800. Carrying the Crimson Saber. This hero is the main protagonist of Final Fantasy Brave Exvius. Not a lot of mobile fans in the room, apparently. Rook, Dave, and Andrew just looking at the board. I'm gonna give you chat says my wallet.
I've played this too.
Mr. Fantasy Man.
No takers on this question. Anybody with a guess? Doesn't count for dollars, just a guess.
Your mom.
Not my mother. No.
Okay.
Rain was the answer we were looking for 800.
See, I was going to pick
Rain.
just like a word that sounded dramatic, so I was like, strike. Rain's not that far off, to be honest.
Medic in chat says Katy Perry. Close. Yeah, I mean, close. Whose board was that? Who picked that one? I don't remember.
I think that was me.
Was it you? Okay, go ahead.
World-class heroes for 1,000.
I thought it was Fusion. Fusion
Was
too.
it? I don't know.
No, because I got Locke for 600.
Oh, yeah, you did.
Okay.
You got locked for
Right,
600.
that's
You're
right.
right. Dave, bring in the evidence.
I took my Alzheimer's meds today. I'm doing good.
Go ahead, Dave. What do you want?
World-class heroes for 1,000.
Brother of Puge and Clady, and son of King Destin, this paladin prince is one of the first heroes characters in Sandoria will adventure for and with. Wow. Oh, somebody did, but who was it? Andrew.
Prince Treon.
Oh, he got it. He just needed a moment to think. But
I started in Bass Talk.
It's 11.
Oh, that's what
I knew
it was.
I was
That's
like,
what it was.
Sandoria? Oh, that's 11. Okay, that's Fusion. That's a Fusion question, and he's going to get that answer.
It took a minute. But now it makes sense. You were from Basti. You were from Basti. I was absolutely a Sandy guy. Close game between Dave and Fusion. Rook in the third position. Plenty of points left, though. And version 1.0 is still on the board. Where are we going, Andrew?
Oh, we're going back to 1.0. Let's go 1.0 for 400.
400. Players of version 1.0 attempted to stop monster swarms from invading Ul'dah by performing the Great Wall of These. Dave.
Goboos.
It is, in fact. Chat got that one, too. The Great Gobu Wall. 400 for Dave. 1, 2, 3, 4. And control of the board is yours, sir.
Name that game for 200.
Name that game. Pretty self-explanatory category, hosts. Vincent got some serious screen time in this third-person shoot. Okay. I'm going to let you answer, Andrew, but there is an audio-only version of the show.
I know it. That's my bad.
Vincent got some serious screen time in this third-person shooter title in the world of Final Fantasy VII. What do you got?
Dirge of Cerberus.
It is Dirge of Cerberus. Yeah. I'm going to give it to you this once, but if you buzz in early again, I'm skipping you. Andrew, your board.
Let's keep going down that line.
Oh, likes the name that game. The name of Final Fantasy's spin-off rhythm game series. Dave.
Theatrium.
That's not an easy word for an old man to say, I guess.
Theatrium. Like Magic Man, right? Theatrhythm.
Yeah, you got it. 400. Not an easy word. Your board, sir.
Name that game for 600.
Continuing down, generally reviewed at about a 7 out of 10. This PlayStation 1 package set contained Final Fantasy 1 and 2. Andrew.
Final Fantasy Origins.
It is Final Fantasy Origins. Got to remember to say the S now because they went ahead and give you $600 here. There we go. Reset the buzzers. And the board is yours.
Let's keep going down the list.
Name that game for 800. This is the title given to the final game, in the Final Fantasy XIII trilogy. Dave.
Lightning Returns.
It is Lightning Returns. Lightning Returns for $800. Where's Dave? 5, 6, 7, 8. Lightning Bores, says chat. That's about right.
They're so right.
So we're about halfway through. Rook, what are you working on these days? What do you want people to come and watch? What are you streaming? Who are you partnering with? Lots been going on in the world of Rook lately. Tell us about it.
Yeah, no, it's been honestly such a great time. I've been doing a lot more shoutcasting recently and a lot of other special events. So if I'm not live on my channel actually playing either Final Fantasy XIV or Guild Wars 2, I have been around doing a lot of other things. So just like you mentioned earlier, everything from pre-show hosting for End of Dragon's release to now shoutcasting for both high-end PvP, the PvP comeback we all didn't expect, but are so happy to have in Final Fantasy XIV, as well as the recent Race to World's Firsts. And I've been featured this past month for Twitch's Pride Month, which has also been really great.
Fantastic. Lots going on. Where can people follow you? Where if they aren't already? I mean, everybody is, but if they aren't.
Yeah, you can find me on Twitch at Rookery, so ROOKURI. You can also find me on YouTube, where I have been putting up all kinds of stuff from a full cosplay cover of Answers to my playthrough of Endwalker with all my big, messy, ridiculous emotions that I had, which is also Rookery, ROOKURI, and then Twitter at Rookery, but with an underscore at the end.
Awesome. Andrew, what are you working on these days besides, like, everything? Like, podcasts
I would
and
say
videos.
that about
You're like,
Rook. Rook is doing everything.
Rook is doing everything.
Saturdays at twitch.tv/gamerscape, we do our 8th Right Radio podcast. And then occasionally, maybe sometimes I stream if I feel like it, and it's not like a heat, like a sweltering mess of heat.
If I feel like it, he's like, yeah, I mean, whatever.
I don't have a schedule yet. Maybe one of these days, potentially, possibly, maybe.
So, what is the general consensus? Rook's already mentioned kind of like the comeback of PvP in Final Fantasy. And even somebody like myself who just does not enjoy Final Fantasy XIV, I did, in fact, on the Relic Grind here say, you know what? It's ultimately, this is a good thing, Crystalline Conflict, and the way it's executed. If you are into PvP, it's hard to argue, even though I don't enjoy the content myself, that it isn't a net good. Is that the general consensus in your neck of the woods with all the you and your co-hosts?
I think so. I mean, I usually am not into PvP, but I've been playing quite a bit of Crystalline Conflict, so they did something right.
Yeah, I totally agree. I've loved the revamp. I think it has so much potential. I think it has so much interest. We have our first official EU tournament coming up here for it as well, which is a huge, exciting opportunity. I really think this is such a fresh starting point for PvP, and that a lot of the things that people might still be a little nervous about, like, give them time, let them continue to develop it, let them continue figuring out how they want to balance. And I think we have a really, really great resurgence on our hands, and/or maybe first ever true surgence.
Yeah, I think that's probably more accurate. That's probably a little more accurate. Yeah, we've talked about it on this show often, and it's just like, I enjoy it more than I did, which isn't saying much, but damn, like, you might have saved it. You might have, don't screw it up. Although it was at the expense of Blue Mage Battle Royale, which might have been interesting to see. I'm not sure yet. I'm not sure. Dave, who the hell are you and what are you working on?
Well, I try not to be found by the government, and sometimes I hang around in your backyard. You got a nice looking family, by the way.
Hey, that's a little creepy. Do you stream from my backyard anywhere people can follow you or anything?
I think I got a Twitter. He says he's Dave. My granddaughter set that up, so I can do
Please, chat, that cannot be a real Twitter. Please check for me. What did you say it was?
He says he's Dave.
He says he's Dave. That can't be real. That can't be real. Let's get back to the game. Dave, you had control of the board.
Let's finish that off. Name that game for 1,000.
Name that game for 1,000. Sadly, this Type O mobile spin-off was only lasted for about a year in Japan before it was closed and its international release was canceled. What do you got, Fusion?
Type 1?
No, not Type 1. That's going to be negative or grand. Anybody, let me reset the buzzers. Rook or Dave, if you want to buzz in. Oh, my God, it is real. Oh, for God's sakes. How many followers does he have? No takers on this one. No takers on this one. Final Fantasy Agito. Agito.
Oh, yeah.
Agito.
Agito.
Yeah, Agito. Rook, you messaged me. Is this something I need to look at?
Oh, no, I'm fine.
Okay, well, I just want...
I answered my own question.
Oh, okay, okay. I just wanted to make sure, because if I switch, all of the cameras will go blank for a second.
No, you're good. You're good.
Dave, you're bored.
Let's go Iconic Magic for 200.
Iconic Magic for 200. Send that powerful magic attack right back at the enemy using this bouncy magic spell on your party members. Dave.
Reflect.
What the hell happened to all of our cameras here?
Oh, Rook dropped, it looks like.
Oh, no, Rook dropped.
Sorry, I was good. My question was fine, and then Discord crashed. This is where we're at.
All right, go ahead, turn your camera back on, and we'll be all right. It should reset just fine. There we go.
Oh,
She's
excellent.
back.
And I'm bright and shining as the sun.
Dave, what was your answer? I didn't hear it.
Reflect.
It is Reflect for 200 bones.
I'm the best. Yeah, I'm the best.
You are in the lead, but there are still some high dollar amounts that could take you back down to zero real quick in this game, and we've seen it happen. The board is yours.
Iconic Magic for 400.
Things are going slowly. Let's speed things up with this spell. Andrew.
Haste.
Yeah, you got it. You got it. 600. Whoop, that was for Dave. I did not mean to give those to Dave. Let me take that away and put them over here. There we go. Fusion, you're bored. I'm going to give you the next question because it just jumped. Literally, the death clock is ticking. And if you let this magic spell's timer expire, it'll be lights out. Rook.
Doom?
What is Doom? She's got it for 600. The comeback begins. Here it is. The board is yours.
Let's do iconic magic. Was 800? 600? Is the next one?
I got 6, 8, and a grand. What do you want?
Oh, geez. All right. Oh, YOLO. Let's do 800.
800, right in the middle. Need some, usually, endgame non-elemental magic damage that bypasses, reflect, protect, shell, and anything else that shields? Try this spell. Dave.
What is bio?
It is not. That's going to be negative 800 for Dave. I will reset the buzzers. Fusion and Rook, you are free to buzz in. Need some usually endgame non-elemental magic damage that bypasses, reflect, protect, shell, and anything else that shields? Try this spell. People in chat have said it. Way to go, chat.
Good job, chat.
Nobody else. All right. The answer was, in fact, Ultima. Ultima. Non-elemental was the key there. Non-elemental was the key. Chat, nicely done. Nicely done. Rook, that means the board is still yours.
Okay, let's do iconic magic for 600.
Iconic magic, 600. Literally. Wait a minute.
That's the one you goofed up on.
Yeah, that's the question that jumped ahead of time. So let me clear that out. So iconic magic for a grand is left. Sorry. We already did 600. It didn't clear it.
You know what? Let's do version 1.0 then. Let's do version 1.0 for 600.
She was like, screw that category then. In the original launch of Final Fantasy XIV version 1.0, servers were named after these. In the original launch, Andrew.
Towns.
Yes. Well done, my friend. Well done for 600. Final Fantasy towns and cities in the very original launch. They were then subsequently changed to avoid confusion as the team was going to start implementing some of said towns and cities. Board is yours, sir. Andrew.
Let's keep going with 1.0.
1.0, 800, the loveliest flower pot in MMOs, had over this many polygons in it in version 1.0. Rook.
1,000?
She says questioningly.
It's a high number.
What did you answer? You kind of swallowed the answer.
High confidence.
1,000?
You got it. It's over 1,000, Rook. $800 for you. 5, 6, 7, 8. She got it. She got it. Nicely done. Board is yours, Rook.
Let's finish off version 1.0.
1.0 for 1,000. This controversial version 1.0 system was originally designed to... All right, Rook, I gave Andrew one, so I'm going to give you this one. I'm going to let you have a chance to answer, because I gave Andrew one.
I got too excited.
You did get excited.
Excited.
This controversial version 1.0 system was originally designed to prevent players from excessively leveling by decreasing the experience return as a player played until the weekly reset. Rook, this is the one time. What do you got?
Let's hope I don't whiff this. Fatigue?
Yeah, you don't want to whiff on those $1,000 questions. It is the fatigue system. There's 1,000, and all of a sudden, we have a three-way race, friends. We've got a three-way race. 3,800 for Andrew, 3,000 for both Dave and Rook. And Rook, you have control of the board with 6 questions left.
Thank you for taking pity on me. I appreciate.
I gave Andrew one, so I kind of had to give you one there. And I guess technically, Dave, if you want to at some time buzz in real fast, I got to give you one too. So
I'm trying to make it count.
Okay, let's do baddies with good music for 200.
Baddies with good music for 200. Obviously, this will be villains and iconic music that accompanies them. If you hear One-Winged Angel playing, you know this baddie is around. Dave.
Sephiroth.
It is, in fact, Sephiroth. See, I give a real easy one. Now everybody gets the point of the category, right? All right, there we go. 5 questions on the board left. Dave, the board is yours.
Baddies with good music for 400.
Baddies with good music for 400. Careful! There's a lot of arms to watch out for if you happen to run into this character as Battle at the Big Bridge plays. Andrew.
Gilgamesh.
It is, in fact, Gilgamesh for 400. Boom, 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 boom. 4 questions left before we get to some Final Jeopardy. What do you want, Fusion?
Let's go back over to Iconic Magic for 1,000.
Oh, he's trying to either put the nail in the coffin here by picking the big dollar amounts. Got plenty of HP, but needs some more MP? No problem if you've got this FF11 Red Mage spell to swap a bit of that HP. Andrew.
Refresh.
No. That's going to be negative a grand.
The nail's in your coffin.
I will reset the buzzers if Rook or Dave want to buzz in.
Oh, yeah, shoot.
If we buzz it at this point and we get it wrong, do we lose the points?
Of course you do. Of course you do.
Yeah, then I'm good. I'm good.
Got plenty of HP, but needs some more MP? No problem if you've got this FF11 Red Mage spell to swap a bit of that HP. Andrew ready to just throw his desk because he knows what happened there.
Yep, no,
I can see it in his face.
I know exactly what it is now.
All right, no dollar amounts. Rook, you want to take a guess? Because it sounds like you had one.
Menification.
It is not. Dave, you got a guess.
Ultima.
It's not Ultima. Chat got this one right again. It's Convert. It's Convert. I had to be very careful when I worded that to make sure there was swapping of HP and MP there so that it didn't get confused with Refresh, which was pretty much the only reason us Red Mages had parties all the time in 11. Andrew, the board is yours. Only 3 questions left, and you have, by trying to go for the throat, you have virtually created a tie game at this point.
You know what? Let's just do this. Let's baddies with good music for 1,000.
He's doing it. He's jumping down. Rook with the smirk.
Doing it and doing it and doing it well.
Oh, jeez. I can't give you the full name of this track, as it has this Final Fantasy X villain's name in it, but I can just say it starts with Fight With. Andrew.
Fight with Seymour.
It is Seymour. Yes, it is Seymour. Since we're not being like absolute Jeopardy dicks, we'll throw that one on there. 2 questions left. Close game. Andrew, board is yours.
Let's work our way backwards. Let's do music for 800.
800. This villain's theme has made its way to Final Fantasy XIV recently as we met someone clad in darkness. Dave.
Who is Golbez?
Very good. 800 for Dave. It is, in fact, Golbez. The song is called Golbez Clad in Darkness. Last one. Baddies with good music for 600.
I don't want to choose that one.
It's time for all of us to be dancing mad when this bad guy's around. Evil laugh and all. Rook.
Kefka.
It is, in fact, Kefka for 600. And that creates a very interesting situation. We've got Andrew Fusion at 4,200, Dave at 4,000, and Rook at 3,600. Everybody within $600 of each other. Well played. Well played, friendos. So now we've got to get ready.
A good game, yeah, good game.
Very competitive. We've got to get ready for Final Jeopardy. And, of course, the Final Jeopardy question, or Final Jeopardy category, as it always is around here, is Final Fantasy XIV Final Jeopardy. So take out that pen and paper that you set aside earlier.
I have a quick question.
Okay.
Did you ever try out for actual Jeopardy? You know, the host?
No, I have not.
That's good, because you're horrible.
Thanks. I appreciate it.
You're great. Don't be rude, Dave.
Rook coming to my defense. That's the only reason I invited her here. That's the only reason. Final Fantasy Jeopardy, or Final Jeopardy category is Final Fantasy XIV, as it always is around here. Please, you now have 30 seconds to go ahead and write how much you would like to wager. Fusion with 4,200, Dave with 4,000 even, and Rook with 3,600. Everybody within $600 of each other. Please write down your wagers now. Give me a thumbs up on camera when you're done. Dave is done. Thank you, Dave. Dave's going to go all in. Chat's rooting for Dave. Some of them. There. All right. We've got Andrew in. So just when Rook. Is she drawing me a picture? What?
No, I had to.
My granddaughter would say, "Go big or learn to swim."
I had to really scribble it down so that you'd be able to visually see it.
All right, so thumbs up. You're all set?
Yes. To clarify with this, there's one winner, right? Or do we all get to...
only one.
Okay.
So what's going to happen here is I'm going to give you the question. Nobody buzzes in. Nobody says anything. You write down what you think is the answer right above the dollar amount that you have already written down. One at a time, we will go through. If you get the question right, you get how much you wagered. If you got it wrong, you will lose how much you wagered. And at the end of that, whoever has the highest dollar amount wins.
So we all have a chance at winning it. It's not like a buzz, one person wins.
No. Yeah, you're all going to write down your answers to this question right on the same piece of paper that you have your wager on.
You're betting against yourself.
Okay.
Yeah, so like if you bet 1,000 and you get it right, and Andrew bets 1,000 and gets it wrong, you'll pass him in the overall score because you'll gain $1,000 and he'll lose $1,000.
No pressure.
And this is it. It all rides on this question. You guys are so close. It's all this question.
Okay.
All right. Here we go. Question. In 2020, the Valention's event gave us the chance to answer a poll, picking who should win, which would then trigger potential different event-ending cutscenes. However, the same NPC won on every single server. Name the winning NPC. And I'm going to give you 30 seconds of thinking music. All right. Everybody done? Everybody ready?
Yeah.
Andrew, you all set?
Yeah.
Ready to go down to 0.
I did not want to close that, but whatever.
This is
all right. Everybody's set.
This is not boding well for me.
Rook, you have $3,600. $3,600. First off, tell us how much you wagered. You're going to have to prove it in a minute, but tell us how much you wagered.
All of it. I wagered all of it.
Ooh! Many in chat have gotten it right. Both name and some people have just been saying the color, which is one of the reasons this may be considered a rigged poll when it happened. But what is your guess, Rook? Show us what you've written down.
I can't remember her name. I just said Valentina, the lady one. I think she's red. I don't know.
It is the lady one. It is red, but I don't think I can give you the points.
I can't remember her name to save my life. I just remember that she's the lady and she wears red. And I remember her outfit with the checkerboard and the hearts on it. I don't remember her name.
Unfortunately, Rook, that's going to take you all the way back down to 0. She gambled. She had 80%. The lady in red. Yes, exactly. Dave, you're next. 4,000. How much did you wager?
4,000. All right, I've wagered all of it.
You wagered all of it as well.
Everyone picked this person.
Some ballsy people. What did you get, Dave?
It's Rook, right?
It was not Rook.
Everyone picked Rook.
It was not Rook.
You know, I would have remembered that then, probably.
Well, that's just a shame.
It was not Rook. All right. So, literally, I mean, I guess there's a chance that if Andrew bet it all and got it wrong, we will all have wasted an hour of our lives.
We'll have to have a rematch, clearly.
Andrew, first off, how much did you wager?
I wagered 2,000.
He played it safe. All right, he played it safe. So either way, Andrew, congratulations. Cheers for you. You are going to be our winner. It really doesn't matter how much you win by as long as you win. But for the sake of that final score, what was your guess?
So I wrote down Nanamo, but I know that's not the answer, and it's also probably backwards. But
It is not.
Yeah, no, it's one of the three. That's like what, blue, yellow, and red or something. I forget.
Yeah, it was blue, yellow, and red, and
I'm
Rook
just
was
saying,
right. Red
I knew
won.
it was the lady one, and she was red.
Yeah,
I mean...
Rook did know it was the lady and did know that she was the red one. Yes, she absolutely did. The character's name was Astrid. And chat got it right. Yeah, Stargazer and the Real Hot Chili Pepper and some others.
Good job, chat.
Yeah, they got it. They got it. So congratulations, Andrew. You will be going up against, when our schedules all align and it works, no pressure, there will be a final tournament of champions between you, MrHappy, and Ready Check Radio's own host from the Relic Grind, Chronos. So the three of you will square off in a 2-round full Jeopardy with daily doubles and final Jeopardy. That is going to be something awesome to see. You, MrHappy, and Chronos. I can't think of 3 people that I would like to watch compete more, with the exception of the 3 people that competed today. So I appreciate your time, Andrew. I appreciate it, Rook. I appreciate it, Dave. Dave, before we part ways, is there anywhere you want to tell people to go where they can follow you and check out what you're doing?
I don't want people following me. The government has eyes everywhere. No.
Well,
I got a Twitter. You can tweet at me. He says he's Dave.
Rook, where can everybody find you?
You can find me on Twitch and YouTube at Rookery, spelled ROOKURI. And you can also find me on Twitter, Rookery_. I technically have an Instagram, but I only rarely update it, but it's also Rookery. So pretty much everywhere Rookery.
Well, it's branding. It's well branded. Yes. Well done. Andrew.
Raffledurg on all the things, Twitter, Twitch, and YouTube. ROFLDRG.
Yes. Chat, don't go anywhere right after the show here. We're going to have Ms. Faye Death streaming. It's Thursday night, so she's off to what? You're headed back into Tiny Tina's Wonderlands, huh?
Much mayhem. Much mayhem. I'm not sure as much mayhem as this show was, which was beautiful. Congratulations, everyone.
Yeah, they were great, weren't they, Rook, Andrew, and even that Dave guy? That was a good game.
Yeah.
Really good game.
I want to see Dave on the Relic Grind, man.
I feel bad. Like, Rook brought it all the way back and then had most of the clues needed to get that final Jeopardy question.
Got it right.
Like,
she
technically
closer
got
than
it.
anybody else.
That's what I would say. That's what I would say personally.
I'd agree with that.
By the way, Tiny Tina Wonderlands came out on Steam today, and more DLC. I know you're not at the DLC yet, though, right?
Not yet, but we'll get there.
You're still pew-pewing and seducing bridges and things like that.
Yes, because we are very
apparently that
thorough
works
in our bridge seduction. Yes, it does.
Don't go anywhere, chat. We'll take the stream down for a moment or two, relabel some things, and we'll come back with Faye Death. We will, of course, be back. There is no Gaming Gumbo this Saturday. We will be at Too Many Games in Philadelphia, Retro Gaming Convention. We will be streaming as we take to the show floor, looking for your favorites in retro gaming to see how much lunatics are selling them for and how much I'm willing to pay. like we did last year. So hope you will join us Saturday a few different times. Follow us on Twitter and on Twitch so that you get those notifications. Make sure you turn the notifications on since we'll be streaming from the convention center. Not guaranteeing that we'll be hitting all the socials to let you know we're live. So make sure you turn those notifications on here on Twitch. We'll be back, though, next week on Monday with our Final Fantasy TCG stream on Monday at 7 p.m. Eastern to talk about Final Fantasy trading card game. And then, of course, right back here next Thursday for another episode of the Relic Grind talking Final Fantasy XIV and all things Square Enix. It has been awesome, chat. Love you. Thank you so much for hanging out. Until next time, you can follow me right there at MagicMan1, but more importantly, follow at RC Raideo, and you'll get a tweet every time we go live with a show or one of our volunteer streamers who I love very much. Until next time, gang, stay safe. We'll see you on the servers. Later!